Can only be one. Who's going supernova? Right now, JKS falls away from Ticket, so we get ourselves that play out from a ramp. Config gonna go check top middle while the rest of his teammates rotate around through the spawn. And enters. Jumps back around the barrel. We get a little jiggle peek, a little bait and switch. And then the first headshot finally connects. Hobbit's able to keep the man advantage, and they do, of course, allocate a man to the back of the bomb site. That's Shiro playing it quietly. So if his teammates can get kills easily like this, hell, he's never going to have to come into the mix. Gambit, take round one.
That was more of a classic round on Mirage, where you take over CT control, and the CTs.
We'll see if they can shake complexity for a third straight round. We do have 3 Deagles, P250, and a Scout. And that Scout, that one rifle, well, it starts off well enough. Shiro goes down. JKS looks to hold off on Staircase, but Hobbit with the high ground, doing a very good job of relieving the pressure. There's still the potential for the CT peak. That's the big one. It's the last one. And it is as empty-handed as everybody else other than Poison's first shot. So Gambit, 3-0.
Flash will come out. Config is rotating in. They think he's over on Cat. He might be able to sneak a kill in here. He flashes through, gets over to Van, and also gets his kill. So sneaky, but enters, trades him immediately.
Yeah, still gives a bit of space for Blame to come out from market. Then he's caught by Nafany.
That was a really big rest from Blame, but it's a situation where they're already down a player. That bomb goes down, and he's in market. They probably lost. JKS on the other side of the map.
I feel like because Config gets away with that one, yes, Blame F's almost magnetized in, thinking he could pull off a similar situation. Dude, Config was so blind, I am shocked he wasn't slaughtered. Poison will be traded back at the hands of Shiro.
The tricky part is that he has such a good long-range spray. Even when he's under balcony and they take connector control, he is so good with his M4 at killing people crossing stairs or going into window from that distance. Very consistent about it. He can continue to play there even if people know that he's in that spot. But this can be kind of a problem, Rush and Config, they're this symbiotic duo in the B site. They rely on each other. Oftentimes, yeah, would that have worked? That's such an interesting question to ask.
That's the head-to-head I wanted to see.
Well, all right, we've got a spot inside the B site. Just players with Deagles. Can't say just Deagles, I guess. A lot of good damage coming out.
2021, dude. Deagles. The hand cannons are successful alongside JKS on the M4. Look at this. Config staying alive back on bench. Axile's trying to get his eyes inside, but with the CTs moving all around these pillars, they have found sanctuary for a moment. Hobbit comes up from Catwalk, killing one, and then the prolonged spray to the Deagle swap. 8 seconds. Time is of the essence, and yet Hobbit remains ever present, and then drops bomb because JKS lingered long enough, and Axile cleared. Is that after time? He still has 4.1.
Moving towards B.
And Rush alone.
He is by himself. They've got mollies for this, but they aren't going to molly the end of Balk. And it looks like they aren't going to expect these here either. One runs by. It's always a risk.
Yeah, and he gets traded after getting his one singular kill. Axile's got position, but Shiro has to give up what could have been a post plant in order to bring down the bomb. Molotov on windowsill, and the grenade comes soaring back. But that kill towards Cat is crucial. Shiro's going to take a bit of damage on the bomb site, and because Config missed what seemed to be that window jump, he's going to have to take the long route. Now, he's going to make that contact right now versus Axile. Drops the op shot, but it's op, the op, and through smoke, Config kills him. Shiro has the back. No scope to blame. But who's to blame if Config can't clutch this? That's the question Shiro's left asking as he peeks around the site, eats the flash, and has to hesitate only a moment longer. Config, no scope to the forehead of Shiro, and complexity tie at 4.
Before the game started, Config wrote in chat. They have a lot of options with just 2 smokes. You can also just smoke CT, and it looks like, yeah, they'll go that first route. And they can even post on jungle as well.
Here it comes. They could take stairs, and they will do so. Looked like that smoke actually had a gap inside connector. Hobbit comes back with the op, loses his head to Rush, who can't quite capitalize on the double. Pushes Blame to the clutch. And Blame F has not had the hottest of starts on Mirage. However, armored with the kit, Incendiary Smoke could burn Shiro into the open. He extinguishes the incendiary at his feet and peeks upon that backside, but nothing being offered. Shiro's head was spotted for a moment, and Inters can't really help because he's so low on health. But low on time is soon to be Blame F. Oh, and the Deagle comes out to close it.
He had an op in the other hand.
And he's present yet again. He sees the feet, same situation, predicts the peak, and gets both this time. Could even go one better. 3 kills from the Australian as Poison claws one off connector. It's Axile to the 1v4. 20 seconds to spare. Bomb in front of him.
He hasn't decided to spray transfer, and then his gun's still hot. You kill him that way, but they waited long enough that he could just kind of burst and burst again.
They do still have time, but they're not going to use it. Op shot misses from Config. We've got T starting to hit the dirt, double op inside the bomb site, and it's going to net them nothing unless Config can pull off the most miraculous of aces, which is just simply impossible at that point. Gambit, bro, taking a risk.
No, they took a huge risk, and they could see Hobbit the entire time. Cannot corroborate that he's seen a flash, heard a footstep, saw a player. He's sitting on the A site like they are not here, so they could either be gambling B to stack to save, or just hoping, Gambit, we're going to go into...
Can do it twice. AK walks out middle. Potential for 3 CTs to peak. Hell, even a 4th if they go double catwalk, which is what happens. JKS with the grenade kill, and then Blame F the window peak. Hobbit was drawn towards the cat player. Ooh, this is doable.
Look at Axile. He's actually working his way out of B as well. This is interesting. They're placing 2 bets on the roulette table. And I think it looks like they might even both pay off. The bomb still hasn't made a decision yet. Inter's out here collecting information, drawing CTs towards him, and also getting the kills.
And Bomb's still indecisive. We get that B commitment. Knows he's been spotted and redirects. But again, Axile's already posted. Here's the audio and finishes off Blame F with absolute ease. Gambit take their 7th and survive another test at the hands of Desert Eagles.
And Axile's quietly gone up to 13-6 so far on the T side. A lot of
Inters. That's ratty, man.
just switches on the burst while walking around.
Look at this. You're done for. You could even knife him.
No one's going to clear this.
Yeah. No need to. Don't let yourself die foolishly. Bomb's going to be able to hit that A site as they just caught the player getting aggressive. Sure enough, there it is. So another round where I feel like Gambit just comfortably cranked the dial on the pressure cooker. It was a 9-6 half on the T side of Gambit to start Mirage the last time they played each other. 16-7 final score. So maybe Complexity comes in with some T side improvements. That's really what they're shooting for this evening. They have to be.
What's funny is
another lesser buy from the CT side, this time SMGs in abundance. They walk out down ramp and Shiro. Who plays there?
Well, they added that part of the map. They didn't think anyone was going to stand on it.
And yet here Shiro
2021 said hello.
5 versus 3. Turned 3v3. Config gets a kill top mid, while Rush MP9's down Shiro.
Huh.
There's still plenty of time for Gambit to recover this. Ooh, but now they've managed to get back into the man advantage. Really banking that they don't come clear him. He peeks.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Just the scout for Poison and
they'll always make you regret it.
Utility and abundance. Poison's going to get blocked. Oh, but he gets Inters. He hits him and pushes Nafany into a clutch. Mohan, where's your bet? We've got a split between the CTs.
I'm betting CT. I mean, come on. I got
Nafany. Oh, what's his move, man? He's been given a little bit of time, a little bit of space.
This is the catch-all play.
Yeah. Oh my god, Poison jumps on ticket.
Oh,
Nafany doesn't know, and Config hits him from behind. Arrives in time for Complexity to seal this with a 6th. So, their most recent matchup not long ago, and a mirrored image to exactly how that happened. 6-9 half. Hobbit by the connector smoke, and we see Complexity commit to the A hit. Playing heavy into jungle. Shiro tucks to the corner, and Config's gonna get the better of him, but here comes Hobbit, silently out from connector. He's been covered by JKS, Nafany through the murder hole, and Rush has his trade. But the trades upon trades leave us here. Axile's going to make a lot of sound, and Blame F creeps up from the underpass like a troll to get himself into the man advantage. But he doesn't go connector. Instead, he tries to go top mid, and that pushes him into a position where Inters can fight him. JKS hiding as far back as he has to. And Inter's going to try to commit to this stick. JKS? No!
Oh my God. Jeez. He was actually moving his head around. I mean, that was...
Little slimy slug, dude.
Yeah, that's how you should do it.
But they may just walk into Hobbit, CZ in hand. And look at this conga line coming in from jungle. We got a party for Gambit. 3 players back here, but the smoke grenade from the tease is just perfect. Blocks off the possibility of a push, and Config getting a kill towards Ticket. Very good timing. It is excellent for Complexity. 5 USPs, man, but, you know, look how scared, look how timid Complexity are playing. Maybe. But it's legit. Molotov's gonna kick the beehive, and 2 CTs come out. And look, they're caught. Wings plucked. Inters and Hobbit, though, with kills. So still costly. 3 frags the other direction. I mean, all things considered, bro, you're playing a dangerous game when you walk into a 5-man Gambit.
No, that's a win for Gambit. 3 kills, that's...
And the decision has to come now. Shiro's dropped to 13 health, and that could be the softening up on the A site that they need. Blame F, great timing onto Nafany. Shiro's going to be intimidated to peek here. He's so little health, but they have that counter-terrorist still tucked back site. Hobbit could say goodnight and put this round to bed, but instead, Config jumps over, hits the headshot, and Rush gets traded, sure enough. So Gambit could still contest this. Inters tries to rush in and stop that bomb plant, but Poison's got a couple, and Complexity lead by 2 now.
It's so close at every turn, but at the same time, Complexity knew where all of those players were. The way Blame F jumped up in the window late, that was one thing. He was like, all right, here's the timing on the flank. I'm going to grab this one. Then they find Shiro with that swing. They take a risk on Shiro. He misses a shot. If he stays alive there, he gets the kill. Then Hobbit's position becomes amplified. When we see Hobbit die, it looks desperate. It depends how Complexity are going to read this, but... the other side of the map's a little bit weaker with such a far rotation, but Rush makes his way out. There's a good flash, and Fence is dead. Axel comes out for the trade. Now his position is known. Well, he'll find a second duel. Of course he will. Another headshot.
Poison smoked off, can't quite come through yet. This is going to give Blame F a chance to actively flank, but I believe it's being held from CT spawn. So Poison landing that shot's doing a good job of, keeping these B players occupied. And the rotate slowed down because of Blame's play. Poison on for the 1v4 with 2 opponents tagged, but little time. That's the biggest issue. Really, at this point, no time at all. He peeks outwards for the market kill, and that's what puts him to the crossfire. Gambit with an answer. Gambit with double digits. But that was 5 in a row coming out of Complexity. Back-to-back opening kills off the back of Hobbit.
Yes.
And then Axile with what I would say is the pinnacle play in that round.
Absolutely. I mean, the most important kill, that second frag that he gets to make up for his teammate dying in the site.
Config's ramp movement, not enough to get Shiro off the angle.
And he just has all his nades, right?
Feels like because he kills Poison, he's super wary of there being more. It's not just that solo JKS lurk, but there's 2 instances off of Config and Blame F that kind of bring Complexity back into the round.
I think Shiro,
it's the lack of health I worry about.
I feel like Shiro knows exactly who is here. Look how careful he's being about this peak. But that smoke's going to come up. He's going to try to find a timing. Config tries to mask the drop with his shots. But look at Shiro rotating all around. Comes through the ladder under Balk. And now the last rotation is actually quite far away.
Blame F really bringing this round back into fruition with that late bottom play.
Yeah, I guess the bomb is planted opposite default here.
Blame F's exposed.
It looks like, he'll have the ability to spot one. Molly under Balk. That was such an important kill. JKS hits him in the air. Inters is out.
We saw an A commit versus 5 USPs that was costly. And these guys have more than USPs. Shiro's Deeg starts things off. Config comes out from Palace, and the CZ from Hobbit gets compromised because Config commits. He creates that space, all the space he needs, but he doesn't check his corner. That's an AK offered to Nafany.
And CT control with a player coming in behind them.
Poison. He misses his shot. There's 2 counter-terrorists ahead, and he gets burned out into the open. Rush's back's exposed, but he does slip onto the staircase. He gets the first towards Ticket, but Nafany, the difference maker in this 23rd round. With a big old slice of ham. Shiro looking for connector kills, but nothing comes his way just yet, and he starts to look elsewhere. That could give timing to Blame F. We'll see. Poison's been able to get himself out towards the Tetris boxes, and Hobbit is actually caught because Poison pushes close. Blame F gets the better of the timing. We still have the Jungle Man and Nafany, but he now dies, and we've got Complexity into the 2v2. Blame F predicts the peek from Cat, but can't kill him, and the bomb does go down. Blame F on minimal HP. Axile's got him. That Cat peek. Tons of damage between both the 2 players, and Blame F just couldn't get it over the line.
Now, this can be one of the hardest spots of any map to play. Once you're in jungle, you see there is no choice. This is Gambit. They are the most optimized team in the entire world right now. And you can see Nafany has his attention split in this position. He has to think about connector as well as window. There's no way for his teammates to support him here, but he wants to be able to get the information right away, and he takes out BlameF on this lurk, looking for a timing. There's no distraction to pull his attention away, and JKS now feels like he has to take command of the situation and will try to swing. He does find the kill, but trades are not going their way.
No, JKS gets killed from Nafany, and Inters comes in from Catwalk to close it. Couple pieces of utility, really not a stupendous buy. Axile over top of the smoke, has Nafany to lend a helping hand, and this is Gambit across the kill feed. Down to the 2v5 immediately. The mid clamp. How many times have we seen Complexity been offered over that bottom mid control, that catwalk crawl, only to be held back with total resistance here in the 28th, and Shiro dropping the bomb carrier. They know exactly what's going on. Gambit closing on Mirage. Yes, there is an improvement for Complexity, but it is a map win from Gambit nonetheless. Gambit are very good at starting strong and adapting strong towards the end. And when we're talking 16-14 is the previous score, every single one of these rounds is going to count, as it always does. So let's see if Cole can just get that flying start. Never let Gambit in. It's such a tough ask, but when you have pistols like this, I think anything's damn possible,
That's
bro.
true.
5 up, 4v4, as Nafany walks around the tippity top of the ramp with the bomb by his side. Now, Config better be cautious. Or maybe Shiro should be careful. Config
What was that?
Config jumps by the door, but then he jumps up. That's a position that always feels like you never really have to jump up, or sometimes you feel like you're forced to.
He jumps up and
Such a
gets
risk.
kills, but it's so dangerous. You're right. It's
Here's the
so
flank.
dangerous.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh. This is the way back into the round. This almost confirms that there's two close by, because they had the big flank coming out.
But Nafany gets stuck between two CTs, and now it's Hobbit's turn to attempt his clutch.
This is interesting, man.
Half health?
This is so possible. Now, they did both cross
it's
left,
done.
and Flame's giving this kill. Oh, my God. I'm not sure.
Kind of looks like what Pimp's facial hair is eventually going to turn into.
No, you said he had a brain, so
Oh.
can't be anything like...
Here's the headshot from JKS that could have been. Instead, it's a bit more labored, but he does get the Axile kill, and he comes at this with damage in abundance. Config opping, bro. I mean, you see it every once in a while, but it's been looking good today. He comes in, 3 kills on this one, just makes mincemeat of the pistol play from Gambit, and we've got Cole with that 4-0 start. They throw out their last smoke grenade. And with all 4 players here at a health advantage for the T side, it should be Gambit to push through. Rush peeks and nails the double kill. But there's that utility I'm talking about. Frag grenade to drop poison off the bomb site. It's a man advantage, and Rush is on for the ace.
Man, he takes no damage, too. Just that 30 health. And grab both.
Oh, he's got the 4.
Axile misses. Oh, my God. Almost all 5.
Inter's back at it, 46 HP, confirming Config's spot. And JKS could look to slip around. That's exactly what BlameF did last round. An op comes over the boxes, and JKS was posted in position. 5-0 start. Everybody other than Nafany is heading over towards the other side of the map, and him killing Poison just to dodge back. Good thing Rush comes out from sandbags to kill it. Hobbit shows presence towards mid. It's JKS that needs to hold this line. He peeks out wide and dies to the hands of Axile. Hobbit gets his attention turned, and that primes Config to get himself onto the kill feed. Now, up close is Inters, and Shiro.
Oh my God.
Scoped as he walks by. Rush could deny the bomb. No, Shiro survives it all. The frag grenade, the A1S doesn't matter. Gambit on the scoreboard. Smoke grenade down, potentially to sell this, but yeah, good call by Hobbit there to use the Molotov and force Config back into a more passive position. Rush's timing could be key as he kills Nafany, and Config is relentless. He is right back at it.
Shiro's got this angle, specifically waiting for this Config peak, and it is coming towards... Oh my God!
Where's the left click?
Are you kidding me?
Hobbit is so deep. He gets the first kill v Config, looks for the second, both the counter-terrorists occupied, and Inter starts to come over top. He sees the player closest to the bomb, Poison gone, JKS caught between the last two Ts, and he is done for.
Like you said, we need the full story. Let's take another look at that and try to figure out what it was. Inters did so well here to pull their attention, whether it was a nade or just some presence. I think it was Rush the man who he got a deal kill in this round over on the A side.
Yeah, by peeking off of Tarp.
And then maybe somebody came in, maybe it was Inters who came in to try to refrag. Ooh. Also, yeah, I mean, that shot was just so absurd. Yeah, you got to be frustrated. I mean...
Slide by, slide dog. Config drops. Yes! That is so cool! Let's see if it's all worth it in the end. JKS, single kill. And Shiro still scoped in. As Poison walks right into it. Not gonna happen twice. Hobbit has Config dead to rights, but tip of the hat to Config.
Wow.
Next closest killer on the entire server is Rush with 8. Shiro tagged the base of ladder, blame, leaves. Config bleeds to 19. And JKS holds off the B hit. Config right back at it.
Oh, man. He said in the interview we did that he's his best when he's unpredictable.
What's he up to?
He got spotted. Shiro, I mean, he's at risk of dying. Wait, what on earth? No way he found that time. Holy smokes, dude.
Right,
that was so smart from Shiro. Okay, lots of nades left over after that.
Bomb's coming.
Creepy.
Flash for short, now smoked off. That could give a bit of space to the... Oh! Hobbit's just eating that flashbang, and Config comes barreling through it. Now it's a matter of getting past Poison Sniper. All 3 Ts right there on the ramp. Poison dropped to 39, and still the utility just sails in. It soars forward. Inter's dead, and Poison pops back up with a second off frag. Blame F there to lock it down. Complexity securing their 8th.
Yeah, series of key plays. They come and get the information, at least.
We do have Nafany already down beneath the stairs, and Config adjusts in time. 3.5 as JKS comes in with the closers. But an utter shutdown at that B site. Config survives with 1.
Yes, and it's because people are fighting more down the A ramp. Like, a lot more kills are happening in these defaults. People are not simply playing back and going for retakes, and Blame F another re-aggression down the ramp. He can't find the second kill. Shiro takes him out, keeps the player advantage. Rush down to 1 HP. JKS in the site. Back turn to Generator. No one to help him out on the stairs. He is completely segregated from his teammates.
Yeah, you'd think he's screwed, but that frag grenade does nothing.
Oh, what a cute position.
Two players
he get cleared?
Up from stairs already. Oh, and he peeks in. Good cover here from Hobbit. This is going to be the 6th for Gambit, you'd think. No reason to believe that Rush with 1 HP could help Poison in this 2 versus 4. They've got this deep post plant from Hobbit in middle. Yeah, I mean, bro, lock and key. Let's go ahead and concede. Wrap it up. Hobbit closes for Gambit as they do add 2 rounds to the tally. He is the front runner right away towards this B site, and you know Config can damn well entry. But they've got a player back hidden on quad, and Config's just dodging these flashes right into green. He succeeds. Oh! He got that kill through smoke! JKS is going to be down into the clutch, and he falls. A robbery after Config's first 3.
Still just scary. I mean, that was such a sick round from...
Taxile. Oh, man. The 2 players walk right in unready. Now we've got the MP9 on the close smoke, too. Taxile, he knows his angles. He will die to Poison, but Shadow advantage wasn't quite enough. Config.
He's still alive.
Looking for more. Looks like the AK's fallen downwards. Unfortunate situation as Nafany flanks. Config more preoccupied with gathering back the AK, but he didn't realize it had... Oh, man. Playing risky, but that's what Gambit does. They do not give you space. They suffocate you, and yet JKS can answer.
That's
and
huge.
I think that's huge.
I agree totally. Knowing that he's not here takes some pressure off. And it locks up the CT rotations a little bit unless they want to gamble. The scariest part about, maybe the scariest part about a Gambit is how quick they're willing to gamble. What the hell is that? Toba gets a deal kill. Is it the best gun that he could have? Or do you just feel like trying to shoot there?
Yeah, it's that or the MP9. JKS, in the meanwhile, Pushes to the top of the stairs. Inters could get caught. He just saw him. He's just going to ignore that problem. Allow for the bomb carrier to come on over. Because he and his team will hold strong in this 4 versus 2. There's 2 of them actually here on the bomb site. And a third very close in tow. Hobbit jumps up and JKS is going to push his face next to green. 2 kills from JKS. This one's just been opened. Shiro still towards CT spawn. JKS is on for the ace. But he's going to have to deal with the Cyclops and Shiro. Unscopes, sees rush. Oh, but it's Nafany to come in with the kill, so it needs to be all 5 from the Aussie. And as the counter-terrorists cross towards site, JKS needs to peek into Shiro. He sees him, he nails it, but Nafany, half a damn second, not enough!
Ace! Disgusting!
Cold-faced savage. Doesn't even sweat. This kill, the most crucial as Axile falls back, allows for him to continue the expedition to the front of this B site half a damn second. Played to perfection. They're all stacked around in short. All 3 of these A players from Gambit. Hobbit, first and foremost. Oh, the MAC-10 gets the better of him. Nafany, just the one and done, but do they expect Shiro? If nobody else gets him off of short and Inters arrives in time, that bomb's still not planted. Poison Sniper trades. It is 3 ops in this 2v2, but Config kills Shiro first, and Axile comes back at it. Just a few seconds to spare. The bomb should be planted. No wallbang yet. And sure enough, there it is.
Key jackknife kill here from Config onto Shiro. I honestly thought his shot looked good. I'm actually shocked he doesn't pull this out after hitting the first one as well. He held on to that space that was so important. Honestly, Inters did a great job of keeping their attention just for this moment so that Shiro could know he could come back to the short shelf. That opened up the round, but then he died. The intensity is there. The scene is set. Nafany comes through with, ooh, an MP9 frag.
Just MP9 spam through smoke.
They don't have great guns, but ecos are obviously entirely possible. I wouldn't consider this one of the harder maps to win on a force-up. There are so many gimmicky spots you can play with some of these lower range weapons, but Config says, okay, screw this. We're not going to draw this out at all.
CTs are coming. Already starting to fight out spawn. JKS, we've seen him in a similar spot go big. And he's just lost Config.
This is such a powerful line that Axile has, and Config is the perfect counter to this position, of course.
It's mollied.
Axile, he's up, he gets out of dodge, the bomb goes down, they have Jenny control, and they're watching flank. Can they hold their nerve?
Sitting inside the pressure cooker. Will this come out delicious for Complexity, or does Shiro spoil the tastes? He's been able to jump up. Oh, and he predicts JKS! The same spot that JKS last used. Rush, missing shots, and about to be pitched from behind. They've done it! Gambit again! Steal around, they have no business winning.
He fully cleared Jenny while in the air with his MP9. Axile up at quad. No mollies for his position. Expect a frag movie in this spot.
Yeah, they weren't ready for that one, but Rush does answer. It's not a multi-kill off a quad, but still so many pieces in position. You'd think the Complexity falter. However, Blame F with the offset crosshair traded straight back. It could have been money, but Poison comes up for kills. And imagine if that Deagle hits the mark. Imagine if they take one round like that back off Gambit. It could have been, but it wasn't. And the buy arrives for Complexity.
You could see it in his mind's eye. He had set up where the next frag would come from as well. It was close. And it was an eco, but at this point, these rounds won. Oh my god, getting so close.
Got eyes, not on it. Oh, he lines up 2 players. And Nafany, a little HP, throws down the smoke in time to survive. And look at this, counter-terrorists collapsing down upon it. No flank needed when they're doing that wallbang damage. Shiro finding an angle. And you can see how desperate the remaining players of Complexity are.
Nafany is reading the game so well right now. At this point, every single time BlameF tries to do something, they've got the perfect counterplay. There's the last flank to come in. BlameF with the sole AK, 1v5 situation, no HP to his name, 3 CTs in front of him, 108 on the clock. Sit and wait, but yeah, eventually he dies 14-11. And again,
a warning over the bow of Complexity. They nade out sandbags, nobody there. Utility in both directions, and CT's stacking this site. All of them ready to hold, but Rush with the headshot, and Shiro's op answers. Axile could catch them off with this, but instead it's Config over the top of that smoke. A 4v2 ensues. 25 seconds to spare. Blame F sticks that bomb plant, and now the retake's truly on. Shiro looking for a godlike clutch. But even if he doubles back to B, JKS should lock him in, and Complexity with at least a sign of life.
Here's an offer Poison as well. They take into the next round. Key frags from everyone on the team.
Off of that flash, they decide to push. It's 1 kill so far from Rush, but it's good. In fact, it's flawless. Complexity take a 13th and deal with those measly pistols. But now,
so going back to A ramp, I think is totally viable here for Complexity if they want to try to slow it down. I think we're encouraging these fights to come up quickly. There's another boost that they didn't spot last time that Complexity are trying to use to find that timing one more time. And Blame F does not spot Napney over this. Oh, he does find it eventually.
Here's Shiro.
Critical moment.
On the back shelf. Now diving behind the sandbags. Remember, he came up empty-handed, but that is a killer headshot, and he's not alone! Gambit comes out big! 3 kills straight to shut down ramp, and Gambit will take that 15th unless JKS... But speaking of timing, there is still a clock to work with, but JKS unable. This map needed 30 rounds last time. Player jumping up, because while the 2 guys in the back are watching sandbags, the one that he shoots down into, that's the person who's supposed to stop it. But Hobbit all too slick, and Shiro sick angle. They cannot get him out of here. Gambit 3 kills away from closing Vertigo and stopping Complexity when they damn well thought they had a chance. Shiro's had enough. And Complexity battered and bruised in a 2v5 have no right to continue this second map. But one hell of a series and one hell of a showing from Shiro. He finishes things off. 4 kills on that A site, and despite Complexity's best efforts, it's Gambit to win again.
I mean, we end at the pinnacle of play with Gambit.